7-footer, he was bringing the ball up. They're such a big team. Talk about this matchup with Kentucky.
You know, he's phenomenal with the ball. Like he'll bring it up and start. A lot of people call that zoom action, 5 out, and they got tremendous spacing. But his passing ability, and then they come in without Brandon Garrison, who can pass as well. So just when you have a 6'11" guy to trigger offense the way that they do, I mean, he can really pass, and it makes him really, really dangerous.
You're obviously pretty familiar with Ortega. Just what have you thought of his development so far this season and just the season he's put together?
He's had a great year. He's had a phenomenal year, you know, he's to have that, you know, double-figure scoring for as long as he did in this league, phenomenal. He's having an all league type of year.
Is it going to be weird going up against?
No, I mean, you know, I think a lot of him as a young man, Ortega. I think he's a great kid. He's a great young man. It's unfortunate the world of this business with that, but it's not going to be weird. We're both competitors. He's going to try to come in and win. We're going to try to win. So, you know, as you go through this portal cycle, you know, that cycle era, you're going to be facing players that you've coached before, and it's part of it. And so I think we're both competitors. We're trying to win, but I do think a lot of him as a young man.
Similarly, like you mentioned the portal era, but even though this is going to be Kentucky's first
Yeah.
visit here, is it almost advantageous that there's so much familiarity between, you know, obviously the staff with Mark Pope over there. I know they got a couple guys injured, and Jackson and Kirk Rizzo, but just familiar faces that you guys have seen one way or the other over the last couple of years.
You know, we're just those are things you don't think about. You know, you're studying their offense, you're studying their defense, you're studying the different things they do, their personnel, and you know, the way they can score is daunting. I mean, we've seen them score quick, fast. They make it look easy at times, but I know it's not. So a lot of different things. Guys off the dribble, guys that can really, really shoot at length, passers. So obviously they're offense, but they are guarding too with that size inside. I mean, for us to have 6'11", 7 foot at that 4 and 5, and I know how physical a defender Ortega is. So it's more you're thinking about that than, you know, a lot of other stuff.
Porter, it seemed like Saturday was a good impact game for Kobe off the bench. What stood out about the way he played, and how can he kind of build on that in that role?
For me, I thought it was his best defensive game. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing me and Kobe have been talking about. But he also, you know, I think he relieves pressure on Jeremiah, and especially when Kobe's playing in the right way. I thought Kobe was real efficient with his shots. You know, I thought he knocked down shots. He was efficient. Gives you another ball handler out there. So, but the biggest thing is defensively, you know, and is him being locked in like that. And I thought he was really locked in and made a huge difference for us.
Porter, different team, different personality. But anything from last year in terms of how you handle like the bubble watch and all that, either physically or mentally, that you learned that you could take to this year?
Not as much. The only thing I told him this year is you know, this is an NCAA tournament game. You know, and when you're in an NCAA tournament, everything matters. It's win, advance, and the level. So it isn't like that. That's what it is. It's an NCAA tournament level game. You know, for us, you know, we've got to be on point defensively. I think the biggest thing for us is, you know, we had 18 assists. I thought we played really together. I thought you know, and it starts, you know, I thought Jeremiah was outstanding. He had 10 assists. He could have had 15. You know, the film verified it. I think I said it right after the game. He played off 2 feet. He didn't. He took it when he had it. He drew and he kicked it when he had it. And I thought it was his best complete game as a true point guard, not just a scorer. And but for us, I think the guys understood. You know, when our confidence is cracked a little bit, so does your resilience. And I know you've heard me say that before. But I really saw it, man. When Mississippi State was up, we fought back, and then it went back, and then we fought back again. And I thought we talked about it with our guys. That looked like the resiliency we had in some of our other big games earlier. And that's what we got to build on for our guys. But I'm not mincing words with the guys. It's an NCAA tournament game. We know the stakes. You got an NCAA tournament team in Kentucky, one of the best teams in the country. And it's everything matters, taking care of the ball, execution, all those blocking out. Everything matters when you're in the NCAA tournament. You're playing a great team, small margin error, and the stakes are high. I want them to feel like that more than the pressure of a bubble watch. And that's kind of been the message.
I know we talked about this season kind of being a process for Jeremiah, working through some of those ups and downs of SEC play, but the way he's played the last, 4 games, does it feel like he's almost caught a second wind late in this season?
Yeah, it feels like his confidence offensively, but I think it's stemming from his growth in other areas. It's stemming from his growth defensively. It's stemming from his growth of seeing what's happening. I think young players sometimes when the game's sped up, their broad view of what's going on isn't as broad. And I just think, him and I watched tape 101, and I showed him he hit the lane at 3, collapsed, and he kicked it. He made simple, which is the great play, and he did that a ton in that game, and that's growth, and that's what's veteran point guards, older guys understand. Hey, I hit the paint right off the bat. Kobe's first 3 was a kick from Jeremiah. He got him involved. He got Kobe going right away. He got Sam going right away. First play of the game, he got down. Sam getting going right away. That was huge. Fears did all that, and I thought he gives us a higher ceiling, and I do. Everybody on our team was excited because they're feeling it. They're feeling his growth.
How much does it help to have Sam coming off a kind of confidence-rising game going into a matchup with Kentucky's size?
We need it. Go down the rosters, man. Everybody, you can't win in this league if you don't have, on a given night, 5, 6 guys playing well. There's not a night in this league you can't win with 1 or 2 guys playing well and then 6 guys just being off. You can't win in this league. You need all hands on deck playing well. Doesn't mean you need to have huge scoring nights everywhere, but you got to be really productive in this league. And it was just great to see the production from the 5 spot. Sam and Mo. I thought Mo gave us a lot. Not only point-wise, they gave 22 points between them, but gosh, they played the right way. They got a bunch of offensive rebounds. I thought they defended really well. And so I thought that was also key, was getting that kind of production from that 5 spot.
Is Duke going to be okay? Any mouth guard or something like that?
Yeah, he'll have all that. It was kind of funny. I was just I came in the film session yesterday, and I went up and I walked through him. I saw him all in the weights, but then I didn't see Duke. He was the only guy I didn't see. So the first time I saw him was in the weights, and he had a COVID mask on, and I'm like, Duke, you sick? He goes, no, my lips are swollen. I'm like, oh, they finally found a second usefulness for the COVID masks to hide a swollen mouth. So he will have a mouth guard. Just a tough kid. And how about the photographer who caught that picture?
Yeah.
Kudos to him. What a snapshot that is. It's like perfect timing to see the chiclets drop from his mouth, and that's just amazing. Tough kid, need him. He'll be playing.
I know Kentucky has a program, obviously, blue blood, but has it surprised you to see how quickly Mark Pope has been able to get them going in his first year there?
No, credit to him with roster spots, NIL, blue blood, all that you can sell with Kentucky. They went out and he got. You got some great players, and he's coaching the heck out of them. So no, it's not surprising me at all. When Mark got that job, I think people were wondering who's going to get it. And when Mark got it, you're like, that makes sense. He's got a outstanding personality. He's been on that stage there. Did a great job at BYU. So not surprised at all of how good Kentucky is.
You talked about Ortega, but what have you kind of made of the year that Garrison's had over there?
Good. He's making his minutes count. He does. I think he's a very good player. They got a lot of guys, but he can really play in that system. Passing the ball. Having a really good year, and they don't miss a beat. You know, when he comes out, Garrison comes in and he's passing, making that Zoom go. So they don't miss a beat. They're deep. They're deep, and I know they got a couple injuries, so we'll see how that plays out. But even that, look at the two freshmen who've come in for them. They've given them great minutes. Perry and Noah just had, and Chandler's got him too. He came with them, but like they got some good young kids that took their opportunities and have run with it when they did have a couple injuries. And I think Brea is one of the biggest weapons. I mean, I thought Kobe obviously played with them, so we watched a lot of him when we were looking at Kobe. But just and he's more than just a shooter. He can put it on the deck. He's athletic, competitor, and I just think they got a lot of different pieces that go in well with. And I thought Mark had that at BYU as well.
How do you bottle Saturday's performance and get your guys to kind of replicate it tomorrow night?
Well, there's no equalizer like confidence when you're going through something, a win. So it's just the feeding on the why. I thought we were really sharing the ball. I didn't think we over dribbled to where it became contagious. We played the right way, and we were resilient. We kept on taking punches from Mississippi State, who I think is a top 15, 20 team. And but it's amazing what can do to change that narrative to where the belief and the resistance and where we're going, chasing something that's attainable. So that's what the guys are, the momentum that you hope continues. Not hope, I don't even like that word. Hope's an outlook. The strategy is to play the right way. Just completely still move the ball, share the ball, high assists, low turnovers, guard. That's the strategy to continue on. And for them to have some success doing that when they haven't in 5 straight games, that was really crucial for us.